I'm Natalie, and I have been fascinated lately with learning about centenarians. These are people that live to the age of 100 or more. Now, you and I, we might not have been blessed with winning the genetic lottery, but we can train for that long, healthy life and maybe improve our odds. You know, I believe that we can do just about anything if we train for it. So let's go. Today, I'm going to be sharing a framework using the acronym MORE, M-O-R-E, and each represents and reveals a secret for longevity. Before we dive in, I want to encourage you, if you haven't already, check out the video that I did on the LMNNOP assessment. It really complements what we're going to talk about here today. All right, how are we going to get there? How do we train for improving our health span and increasing our lifespan? Well, first and foremost, it starts with M for movement. Move naturally. Centenarians, they are always on the move. You're going to catch them in their gardens or out on the golf course or walking to do their errands. They truly show us that motion is lotion. What are some ways that you can tag on movement into your everyday life? For instance, maybe as you're waiting for your coffee to brew, you do some squats. Or you might do a step contest with a friend where you guys have a fun prize at the end of the week. Or maybe put a little bit more gusto in your household chores or projects you're doing around the home. So truly, you just want to focus on moving in ways that move you and that make you smile, because that's an active lifestyle. Now, the O is for an optimistic outlook. When you think about it, a centenarian that makes it to 100 or more, they've had their share of sorrows and tough times, but they've developed the skill in the process, the skill of buoyancy. They're like Tiger. They know how to bounce. You know, when they go through tough times, they're ready for it because they have these habits built into their daily life, like prayer, happy hour, taking naps, the siesta time. What are some ways that you can cultivate optimism into the flow of your daily life? You know, I recently watched a video that Goldie Hawn done, and she demonstrated how she wakes up in the morning and she takes a deep breath in, and after she exhales, she thinks of a few things that she's grateful for, even before her feet hit the floor. Now, that's an optimism booster. But what a great practice. Another way to boost your optimism and your outlook might be playing music that really uplifts your heart and soul throughout the day. Now, another thing to consider is turning problems into projects. Oh, I love this one. You know, it's just a small little shift, but it brings a sense of purpose. And when we have a sense of purpose, that adds 7 years to our life expectancy. All right now. So we've got the optimistic outlook, and R is for relationship quality. People that have satisfying relationships, they live longer and they're happier. So how do we improve the quality of our relationships or deepen those good relationships we already have? One example, a friend of mine that lives states away, she's up in Indiana, and I'm down here in Louisiana, and for Christmas, she got me this rainbow light. It's so precious. It's hand activated, so when I touch it, it lights up a color and it sends her a color, and vice versa. So we know when each other is thinking of the other. It's a great way to stay connected even though we live so far apart. Another example is my mom. She is so good about sending cards for all the occasions, the birthdays and holidays, but she also sends just because cards. And I want to show you, this is one she recently sent me. And I have this on my refrigerator because it just makes me smile when I look at it. But this is something really sweet and kind that she does. And my husband, he sometimes gets me just because cards. Here's an adorable one he got me. He said that reminded him of us. Nothing better than just because little gifts or cards like that. So that's another idea. One thing I've been doing recently with my grandson, and I'll show you that too, is like show and tell. This is a conversation box that I made out of a cigar box, but inside I put these little conversation cards that I printed out, and we just take turns picking one. For instance, this one says, "What is the funniest thing that happened to you this week?" Another one, "What is the bravest thing you have ever done?" Oh, doesn't that sound like great conversations? And we always do have really good chats while we're eating together. So those are just some ideas to get the juices flowing for how you might think about deepening and improving the quality of your relationship. Remember, it's not always just about the time spent. It's more about the quality of the time shared. And lastly, we have E for eat wisely. Okinawans, these are people that are part of the blue zone, the people in the world that live the longest, and they practice this prayer that they say before meals. It's Hera Hachibu, and it reminds them to eat until they're 80% full. And they do this by eating on smaller plates and eating slowly. And this is something that we can really practice too to help us in that we eat more mindfully, slowing down with our meals and taking in the tastes, the textures, the smells. And I even encourage you to think about creating a rainbow of colors on your plate. Now, this is a great way to know you're eating a healthy meal. It's just, how many colors do I see on this plate? Think about it like that. So these are ways to support you in eating wisely. Now, if you've noticed that your energy or your vibrancy is low, I want to encourage you to ask yourself, what do I need more of? Do I need more movement? Do I need to look at how my optimism and my outlook is doing? How is the quality of my relationships? And am I eating wisely? What do I need more of? And when you do this, it's a great tool along with that LMNNOP for gaining awareness and accountability. You become your own best coach, and that's what we're after. You know how to turn up your own vibrancy and generate your own energy. Now, of course, I want to say that there are going to be times that you do need extra support, and that's when you do reach out to a coach like me and you schedule a one-on-one coaching session, because sometimes we do need help along the way to turn the dial up in our life. But you can do it too. You can move the needle forward in your life. So just keep going onward and upward, and remember to add more to your life every day. Thank you for watching.